Cairo, Egypt, a city with over 4,000 years of history and home to over 20 million people. Known as the city of 1,000 minarets, Cairo is congested and crowded, yet one of the greatest cities in all of Africa to visit. Today we will roam around the city and visit all the main highlights the city has to offer. Without further ado, let the story begin. A new day means a new place to discover in Cairo. Today we are going to discover the Christian part of the city called Coptic Cairo, and behind me is the main church called St. George's Church. So there's a lot of other churches and stuff to check out here. So this is the beginning of our day. We start off right here. The Church of St. George is one of the most beautiful places to check out in Coptic Cairo. The church dates back to the 10th century, however it has been rebuilt due to a fire destroying it in 1904. On the other side, the hanging church is believed to have been built around the year 690, making it one of Egypt's oldest churches. An estimated 10 to 15% of the Egyptian population are Christians, making it the second largest religion in the country. Nonetheless, this is a comparatively small group compared to the predominantly Muslim population. The cemetery here that belongs to the St. George's Church is just absolutely stunning. We have more standard tombs here, and then behind us we have tombs that are basically like miniature houses to house the dead. Visiting a cemetery can feel a bit eerie and morbid. This one was no exception. Rather than a traditional stone, the tomb's architect is constructed more as a tiny building, erected with 4 walls and even a doorway. So I got here a little late and I moved around really slowly, so didn't get to see everything. They're closing everything down, but I saw everything that I want to see, the main part, so I'm happy with today. So going back to the hostel and just chill and saying goodbye to Coptic Cairo for now. So I've been waiting to come to Cairo for a really long time now, so I'm really happy to finally be here. This city is very distinctive and very unique. There's so many cool places to go check out. So today we're actually going to go to the Islamic district of Cairo and check out all the mosques and everything they have to offer there. So we're about to go there and check everything out. So our first stop in Islamic Cairo is this extraordinarily beautiful mosque called Al-Hazar, I do believe, and it's probably the most famous mosque here. And as you can see behind me, this is why it's the most famous one here. The famous Al-Azhar Mosque is not only renowned for its stunning appearance, but it's also one of the oldest universities in the world and acts as the world's center of Islamic and Arabic studies. Now we are inside the mosque of Muhammad Ali, and we can get a huge panorama of what's going on inside of here. The magnificent mosque of Muhammad Ali is one of Ottoman-style architect that was completed in 1848. The central dome spreads 21 meters and stands 52 meters high, accompanied by minarets, the highest of which reaches 82 meters. Today, it is still a serviceable open mosque for prayers and is additionally open for tourism. It is one of the biggest tourist draws in all of Islamic Cairo. It's a real peaceful and calm environment here. All the locals are coming up to us and being like, picture, picture. So yeah, they're all really friendly and really excited to see tourists here, so it's really cool being here. Our final stop of the day was to the Mosque of Ibn Tulun, which is the oldest mosque in all of Egypt. This was my personal favorite mosque to visit, as it's impossible not to feel the mosque's history while roaming around. You truly feel like you are somewhere special. Tourists are permitted to climb up the minarets, where we are treated to the most spectacular view of all of Cairo. The streets of Islamic Cairo are also very well worth discovering. Every direction has breathtaking architect and an interesting culture to observe. After a bit of exploring, it was time to experience the notorious Khan al-Khalili market, a true gem. So we're back in Islamic Cairo checking out this market. There's a lot to see here. There's all these little nooks and everything. So let's go see what we can find here.
You won't see something else. We can go back in there. Or go forward and then go right.
This market is an absolute assault on all five senses, yet it happens to be my favorite market I've ever been to. This place is certainly not for people who feel claustrophobic easily. So this part of the market, everything is just all lanterns, but like really old school Islamic style, and it is by far the most nicest place in this entire market. Just look how friggin' beautiful this place is.
No, don't worry.
Places that you can find here in this market is just absolutely amazing. Take a look at all these places. The feeling of being here is just unreal. All the vendors literally just say, "How can I take your money?" instead of finding out some other way to sell you something. So at least they're really honest here.
Hey, you.
We're at one of the most historic places in the entire world, the Pyramids of Giza. Alright, so everyone has seen pictures of the pyramids 1,000 times, so let's talk about some crazy facts and speculations. The pyramids are around 4,500 years old and took about 20 years to complete, using tens of thousands of builders in doing so. The largest pyramid, known as the Great Pyramid of Giza, has somewhere around 2.3 million bricks of limestone, each brick weighing on average 2,200 pounds. Now about precision. Each corner of the Great Pyramid aligns nearly perfectly with the cardinal directions, meaning each separate corner tip faces north, east, south, and west with only an error of 0.06 degrees. Also, the coordination of the location perfectly matches the speed of light in space when measured in meters per second. On top of that, the pyramids align with the constellation of Orion's belt, which were heavily associated with the god and rebirth of afterlife, Osiris. No coincidence they buried the pharaohs here. One final note, the exact measurement of the length and width of the Great Pyramid corresponds exactly to the latitude and longitude of the equator. Let's just write this off as one big coincidence. And of course you gotta come see the Sphinx if you're here, but man, there's so many people here, so you just come and then you go because it's way too crowded here. The Sphinx was built around the same time as the pyramids, making it one of the world's oldest statues. The statue depicts a cat's body with a human head believed to be of the pharaoh Khafre. To be honest, visiting the pyramids was enjoyable but can often leave travelers feeling disappointed. It's easy to see them and feel like they are just pyramids. That being said, they are the most astounding works of architect who ever exist in the world when looking at the facts, so they absolutely cannot be missed. We had another pyramid to go discover and stop for local food along the way. We're at this super local restaurant and for the first time we're about to try some local food. Let's check it out.
I wanted something green.
Sorry, just one sec. So you take some falafel, put it in the bread, doing it with one hand so it's kind of hard. You take this bean paste, do that, you also shove it in there, and that's your result. So we're on our way to see the Saqqara pyramids, but there's this tiny little village thing, I don't know how to describe it, and there's a bunch of hieroglyphics on the walls and stuff, so we're gonna go check this little area out first. It looks super cool. Okay, so we're inside one of the tombs. There's just hieroglyphics everywhere, and there's no other tourists, so I have it all to myself. So it's really cool. No one pushing me around, so I can check this out by myself. So all these hieroglyphics are like a mini story. So all these men here seem like they're fishing, and here's the rope. So they must make a net. It goes down here, and then they bring the fish into a bucket here. Dun, 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 And then this last one, I'm not sure what's going on. It seems like they're dumping the fish onto some sort of table or something, and then it looks like some paddles and fish here. So we're in Saqqara now. We're just in this little temple first. We walk through this temple, and then to the right there's the pyramid right there. So this temple's pretty cool, but just a little narrow little way. This is the Pyramid of Djoser and is named after the pharaoh who was buried here. At 4,700 years of age, the Pyramid of Djoser predates the Pyramids of Giza by 200 years and is Egypt's first and oldest stone monument. It's a unique 6-tier step pyramid and is one of Egypt's most popular pyramids. Cairo can be intimidating to even the most well-traveled, yet alone first-time travelers. It's noisy, congested, hectic, and exhausting, and there are thousands of horns being honked at any given time. For many, these are reasons not to go. For others like me, it's all the more reason to go. Regardless of what type of traveler you are, Cairo has something for everyone. From the greatest pyramids on earth, to beautiful mosques and exotic markets, there is no other city in the world quite like Cairo. In our next video, we head well off the beaten path to the Siwa Oasis and discover some ancient ruins. See you in the next video.